South Dakota Advocacy Services, Client Assistance Program, CAP.
CAP, ¿desea usted trabajar?
Do you want to work?
Hello, my name is Brady Kirkman. I'm the Director of the Client Assistance Program, often known as CAP. And today, I'm going to take you on a journey about services available for people with disabilities. I want to talk to you about the who, the what, and the how of CAP. Who? CAP can assist any applicant or client of vocational rehabilitation, service to the blind and visually impaired, or independent living services. One of CAP's primary focuses is serving the rural and minority cultures of South Dakota, such as prisons, adolescent facilities, the Native American cultures, the Hutterite colonies, and very much other rural developments of South Dakota. What? CAP is able to help a person with a disability who wants to return to work through various sources, helping them access appropriate funding, assistive technology, tutoring services, needing independent living services, and many, many more. CAP can advocate when resolving issues between the client and rehabilitation services, service to the blind and visually impaired, and/or independent living services. CAP's primary goal is always resolving matters at the lowest level possible. However, circumstances do occur when that is not an option. So CAP is able to assist you in the due process to ensure you receive the most appropriate services based on your disability to help you find employment. And how? CAP is funded by the U.S. Department of Education and the Rehabilitation Act. All services provided by CAP are at no cost to the client.
The Client Assistance Program, I believe, can give benefit to all of the Native American clients and consumers that are a part of 121 or even under the state program by assisting a lot of those students that are in the school systems. CAP and the 121, the Native American Vocational Rehabilitation Program, have always been partners once they've realized that they work a lot better together on behalf of the client or consumer, as that could be anything like an individual educational plan or making sure the student gets the services that he or she needs to complete all of those programs that are there for the student. And the outcome of that is the child will be able to have all of those skills necessary to make it into employment. Section 121, or the state, has what they call an IPE, which is an individual plan for employment. When the child comes to the end of that period where he's at the 12th grade level and is ready to transition from that into undergrad or into employment, then the IPE begins. It's two different things. The individual educational plan goes into an individual plan for employment. Beneficial thing that I could tell all of the Native American folks, the consumers and the clients, would be that is like the water that's behind me. CAP is beneficial like water. It benefits anything that you attempt to do that is within the law that has been provided to guarantee you services in protecting your rights. And I've always received real courteous response from the CAP personnel, and anybody that's going to utilize CAP will definitely get good services from those folks.
CAP can assist students transitioning to post-secondary education in terms of getting assistive technology and accommodations that they need to succeed in school. Where CAP can come in often is in helping them get assistive technology or funding from other agencies. They also serve to keep us honest, to make sure that we're meeting our obligations as a secondary institution. Disability law in this country it's an interesting animal. There are two points of view regarding disability legislation. There's a more conservative view that the obligation of universities and of agencies is more limited. Then there's a broader social view that we should do anything in our power to assist people with disabilities to succeed, and CAP does a very good job balancing those views. I think a good example of collaboration between universities and the Client Assistance Program was a situation where I had a student with a traumatic brain injury. She had done quite well in her first couple of years in college using the assistive technology available on campus, but as she moved into her upper division classes, it became increasingly difficult for her to do her work. And at that point, CAP assisted her in getting her own laptop and software to assist her with scanning and reading her own materials. And it allowed her to continue making very good grades in her junior and senior year. CAP's response was very timely and very appropriate, and they were very supportive both of the university, the vocational rehabilitation, and the consumer, and I think worked to come up with a compromise that worked for everybody. CAP can also assist consumers in the placement process once they go to work, and even assist them in getting accommodations from employers.
The first time I learned about the CAP program was when I had some trouble receiving some assistive technology that I needed through service to the blind and visually impaired. I had went through my counselor at that department and developed a personal plan for my job and possibly for college in the future. And we went through and decided upon the things that I was going to need the most as far as technology, as like software or any other magnifiers, lighting, anything like that. And then I went through kind of an evaluation process with one of their companies that they work with out in Rapid to see which one would best suit my needs. And after all of that, I believe it was someone above my counselor decided that I wasn't going to need the CCTV that I had chosen. And I didn't really think that that was a right decision, so I called South Dakota Advocacy, and we went through the process of trying to get that assistive technology for me. I did end up getting the closed-circuit TV that I was always needing. I would definitely recommend the CAP program to anybody that feels like their needs are not being met through the departments they're going through already, whether it be a vision disability, another kind of physical disability, really any kind of restrictions that they have when they're trying to do, their job or school or anything. If your rights are being, denied or changed or compromised in any sort of way that you're not comfortable with, I definitely would give the CAP program a call, because they can let you know what exactly your rights are. And a lot of times, there's so many policies and so many rules and everything that you have to follow them in a certain way. And the CAP program and South Dakota Advocacy helps you learn about that. You're a part of the process the entire time. I mean, it's about you, it's about your needs, so obviously you're going to be the front person there. I needed to maintain my employment, and I needed that closed-circuit TV to help me maintain that employment, do an efficient job, do an accurate job, and just be comfortable in my workplace doing my job. CAP definitely takes the stress out of the challenges.
To me, the Client Assistance Program, what it means to me, it's a safety blanket for existing and prospective consumers who want to access services through the independent living centers. A safety blanket to make sure that everyone is treated fairly, receiving appropriate services, and there for protection if individuals are denied services. There have been times in the past where someone who may have a disability but has been denied by an independent living center because the center may feel that the person's disability isn't significant enough to receive services. So in situations like that, that individual who's denied services can access the CAP program. There was one person I worked with who was trying to access services and was denied due to a lack of proof of a disability. Well, that person accessed the CAP program through South Dakota Advocacy and worked with their doctor And by working more with their doctor in the CAP program, that individual was found to be eligible for independent living services and then was accepted. It's pretty much your safety blanket. It's there to protect you, make sure you're accepted on independent living programs when you're eligible, and even for existing consumers of independent living programs, it's there also as a safety blanket to make sure that your goals are being met in an appropriate way.
Services of CAP are provided on a non-discriminatory basis without regard to race, color, national origin, sex, or disability. Your rights as a client of vocational rehabilitation and/or independent living services are to make meaningful and informed choices, to be provided confidentiality of your client services case, to be a partner in the planning of your vocational rehabilitation and/or independent living services, to apply or reapply for vocational rehabilitation and/or independent living services, to a consultation with your counselor, case manager before your case is closed, to appeal using the informal administrative review process, mediation, or fair hearing, to be informed of the availability of CAP.
Behind me, you will see the diversity of South Dakota. One more way of demonstrating that all people of South Dakota have the right to access appropriate services through the CAP program. When it comes to vocational rehabilitation services, education, employment, and/or independent living services. Let CAP be your guide to success.
Puede usted comunicarse con CAP por correo, teléfono o correo electrónico a South Dakota Advocacy Services, 221 South Central Avenue, Pierre, South Dakota, 57501, o llame a los teléfonos 1-800-658-4782.
Wichaso wansi yatupna, wa wansi yakagapina. Homos ayap haba oyaki.
South Dakota Advocacy Services, 221 South Central Avenue, Pierre, South Dakota, 57501, 1-800-658-4782.